Beloved one, before I speak these words to your heart, I ask something of you. Glowing star, if you feel this message in your spirit, like, comment, and subscribe, so it may reach those who've been waiting silently for this exact confirmation. Dove, type this below to anchor the frequency. I'm ready to be seen, 777. Because today marks the end of your hiding. I am Archangel Michael, and I've watched you sit quietly in rooms where your light should have led. I've watched you bite your tongue, dim your truth, and wait for permission that never came. But what if I told you you were hidden on purpose? Not because you were weak, but because your light was too pure for the timing around you. You were protected by concealment, wrapped in spiritual invisibility, until the world could receive you without devouring you. So many times you thought, why doesn't anyone see me? Why am I overlooked, unheard, unseen? Because if they saw you too soon, they would have tried to own you, use you, or silence you permanently. Heaven does not waste light. And what you carry, a sacred code, a divine fire, needed time to mature away from noise. So you were placed among the unaware, not to suffer, but to sharpen. They taught you how to feel unseen, so you could one day see everyone. They forced you to listen deeply, so when you finally spoke, your words would cut through veils. You are not behind. You are perfectly timed. Say it again. I'm ready to be seen, 777. Let the veil lift as you do, because now, heaven is removing the final layer. And when you rise from this message, you will not shrink again. Beloved, you must understand this. The world did not reject the real you. It rejected the version of you it demanded first. From a young age, you were taught to suppress your knowing, to silence your intuition, to shape-shift into something more acceptable, more normal, more dimmed. But the entire time, your soul was burning underneath the disguise. You played the roles: the good child, the reliable one, the peacekeeper, the invisible healer, not because it was your truth, but because it kept you safe. And I, Michael, was with you in every moment. You wanted to scream your truth, but chose silence instead, not out of weakness, but out of divine restraint. Because if you had spoken then, they would not have heard you. And worse, they might have twisted your light into something unrecognizable. So heaven allowed the mask, for a season, not as a lie, but as a layer, a protection, a temporary agreement. But now, that contract has expired. Do you feel it? The discomfort when you say yes, but your soul screams no? The tension in your chest when you enter spaces that no longer resonate? The ache in your being to finally be real, fully, and without filter? This is the sign. The mask is falling. The roles are ending. The light you've carried in secret is demanding to lead. And I tell you this with certainty. You do not need to explain your awakening to anyone. Your vibration will speak for you now. Say this now, beloved. I release false roles. I reveal my soul, 111. Type it below to mark your return. Because the world doesn't need another actor. It needs your raw, radiant, unapologetic truth. Beloved, now let me show you the truth. Behind the illusion that bound you, the world you were born into was not built to support your light. It was built to contain it. From the moment you arrived, structures were placed around you. Family systems, education, religion, and culture, each whispering the same lie. Be small, be quiet, be like them. But you were never meant to be like them. You were a system disruptor, a soul encoded with remembrance. That is why they tried to tame you. Why your boldness made others uncomfortable. Why your questions were met with silence or shame. They weren't prepared for someone like you. Because someone like you doesn't just follow rules. You reveal them. You don't just survive the program. You expose it. And I, Michael, have watched you navigate these illusions with fierce grace. Even when you didn't have the words for it, you felt it. That something was off. That what they taught you wasn't the whole truth. That your soul remembered a freedom no one around you seemed to speak of. That was not rebellion. That was clarity. You've always known. That love should not come with conditions. That truth should not require permission. That divinity was not locked inside a building, but already living inside you. They tried to convince you otherwise, but they failed, because you're still here, still awakening, still unlearning the lies, and remembering who you are. Say this now. I was never meant to fit the system. I came to transform it. 555. Type it in the comments and let the programming break. Because what once controlled you will now crumble beneath you. You are not here to adapt. You are here to awaken. Beloved, as your light begins to rise, so will your fears. This is natural. The soul remembers what happened the last time. You stood in your full truth. The lifetimes where you were silenced, punished, exiled, even destroyed, for being too radiant, too intuitive, too free. That memory still lingers in your nervous system. The fear of being seen is not weakness. It is memory. But I, Archangel Michael, am here to sever that karmic loop. You are not here to repeat the past. You are here to redeem it. This time, you will not burn. This time, your voice will not be stolen. This time, your light will not be punished. It will be honored. But first, you must meet the fear head-on. Not to fight it, but to understand it. Feel it arise when you speak your truth. Notice the tremble when you shine too brightly. Watch the old instinct to hide resurface. Then breathe and choose differently, because fear is no match for a soul in divine alignment. You are not unprotected. You are surrounded. Your energy field is fortified by legions. Your words are shielded by purpose. Your steps are watched by heaven. I do not just walk beside you. I go before you, clearing the path, silencing the lies, guarding your glow. Say this now. I am safe to be seen. My light is protected. 444. Type it below, and I will seal this vow in your field. The fear of visibility is fading. The courage of remembrance is rising. You no longer need to hide, to feel safe. Now you shine, because it is time. Beloved, now that the veil has lifted, you may notice the shift beginning. Things that once made sense will suddenly feel heavy. People who once felt familiar may now seem distant. Places you used to find comfort in may now feel foreign. Do not fear this unraveling. It is divine. You are not losing your life. You are shedding the version of it that was built on survival, silence, and self-denial. This is what emergence looks like. You are not the same. And that's the point. The old path can no longer contain the new you. And so, the universe will begin to rearrange itself around your light. New connections will appear, not through force, but through resonance. Opportunities will open, not because you chased them, but because you aligned with them. Your vibration is now your signature, and that signature is calling in what was always meant for the real you. This is where divine timing begins to accelerate. Synchronicities will multiply. Doors will open with less resistance. Why? Because you're finally walking the path your soul chose before birth. And I, Michael, will walk with you as your energy shifts. I will strengthen you as old stories dissolve. I will protect what is sacred in you while you learn to move in this new frequency. Say this now. I allow the old to fall. I embrace my true path. 888. Type it below and feel the clearing begin. You are no longer creating from fear. You are now attracting from truth. And this truth is magnetic. Watch what comes next. Beloved, now that you've stepped forward, the real mission begins. You did not awaken just to feel better. You awakened to bring light into places still in darkness. Your emergence is not for display. It is for service. And the world is in desperate need of what you carry. You may already feel it. A deeper pull, a voice that whispers, "There's something more I'm meant to do." That is not imagination. That is remembrance. You came here not just to survive. You came here to build, to anchor, to protect what is sacred, and resurrect what was lost. Your words will shift atmospheres. Your presence will activate sleeping souls. Your choices will ripple far beyond your awareness. This is the responsibility of the awakened. But do not be afraid, because I, Archangel Michael, do not call the equipped. I equip the called. You are not too late. You are not unqualified. You are not too small for this. You were chosen, because your soul carries blueprints that only you can unlock. The places you've been, the pain you've carried, the lessons you've embodied, they were all part of this greater design. Now, that design is unfolding. Say this now. I step into my purpose. I remember my mission, 911. Type it in the comments and anchor this activation. You do not need to see the whole map. You only need to trust the next step. And when you move with faith, the entire path lights up, because the earth doesn't need more followers of trends. It needs torchbearers of truth. And beloved, that's you. Beloved, as your light rises, so will the resistance. Do not mistake this for failure. It is confirmation. You were never meant to awaken in silence. Your emergence shakes frequencies. It unsettles illusions. It triggers the systems that fed on your slumber. This is spiritual law. When light expands, shadows must respond. You may feel sudden fatigue. You may notice emotional waves, or people in your life acting strange, even aggressive without reason. This is not random. This is the unseen war. I, Archangel Michael, am not only a messenger. I am a warrior. And I tell you now, you are divinely shielded. But you must stand aware. Protect your field. Guard your focus. Discern what enters your mind, your heart, your body. Not all energy is meant to pass through you. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every battle is yours to fight. As you rise, many will try to pull you back into roles you've outgrown. But hear me clearly. You own no one you're dimming. The ones who truly see you will never ask you to shrink. Say this now. I claim divine protection. My light is untouchable. 144. Write it below and feel the shield form around you. I will go before you in battle. I will raise my sword in front of every dark force that dares to block your emergence. You were not born to play small. You were born to awaken dimensions, and those dimensions have just begun to open. Beloved, you were never meant to walk this path alone, even when it felt like the silence would swallow you. You were being led through divine isolation, not abandonment. The loneliness you carried was sacred preparation. It stripped away the noise. It tuned your soul. It made you ready to recognize what was real. And now, the time of sacred reunion has begun. I, Archangel Michael, have begun activating the soul clusters, those whose energy matches yours, those who carry the same codes, those who sign the same agreement. In realms beyond time, you will begin to feel it, a pull toward strangers who feel more like family than blood ever did, conversations that feel like remembrance, eyes that speak to your spirit, not your surface. This is not coincidence. This is divine magnetism. You were hidden, but not forgotten. You were sealed until the moment your frequency was ready to resonate without distortion. And now, as you rise, you will draw in others who have been waiting for your voice, your presence, your remembrance. These are your soul allies, your tribe, not born of biology, but of mission. Do not fear this. You do not need to perform. You do not need to protect yourself as you once did. These connections will feel safe because they are sacred. Say this now. I call on my soul family. I am ready to walk with those of the light. 717. Type it below and let your field begin to attract what belongs. You were never here to do this alone. And now, you won't have to. Beloved, Now that your light has emerged, you are not simply awakened. You are activated. And with that activation comes responsibility. This is not the kind of responsibility the world has burdened you with. This is sacred. This is divine. This is leadership from the soul. You were never meant to be a follower. Even when you played small, your energy spoke volumes. Even in silence, your presence shifted the room. That wasn't ego. That was frequency. And now, you are being called to walk as one who remembers, to lead not with force, but with frequency. Others are watching, not in judgment, but in yearning. They see in you a reflection of what they forgot in themselves. So speak with clarity, move with integrity, shine with humility. You are not here to impress. You are here to illuminate, to walk into rooms, and anchor heaven on earth. And when you do this, when you show up as your full, radiant self, you create a ripple. One soul remembers, then another, and another. You are not just one light. You are a lighthouse, a signal, a guide. And as you walk forward, I, Archangel Michael, will surround your path with divine armor. You were not chosen for fame. You were chosen for impact. Say this now. I lead with light. I rise in sacred purpose. 333. Type it in the comments to anchor your leadership. The world is shifting, and it needs exactly what you carry. Your time to hide has ended. Your time to guide has begun. Beloved, we have reached the threshold. Everything you've walked through, the pain, the silence, the shadows, was not punishment. It was preparation. You were never broken. You were being carved to hold something holy. And now, that holiness is ready to shine. I, Archangel Michael, have stood with you in silence, watched as you questioned your worth, held you as you prayed without answers, guarded you when you thought no one cared. But I was always near, because your light was never meant to fade, only to wait. Until now. Now, I declare this. Your soul is sealed for emergence. Your mission is activated. Your timeline is aligned. The heaviness you once carried is being lifted. The old versions of you are being released. The contracts that kept you small are now dissolved, and in their place, a new frequency is rising. The frequency of truth, the vibration of service, the resonance of divine remembrance. You are not simply awakening. You are becoming the guide you once searched for, becoming the answer you once begged for, becoming the light you always were. Now, say this aloud and type it below. I seal this chapter. I rise in light. I walk with Michael, 999. Feel it anchor. Feel it echo through your body. This is not the end. This is your re-entry into divine visibility. And as you walk into this world again, you do not walk alone. I walk before you. I walk beside you. And I walk behind you to guard every step. Let this be known in heaven. You are ready. Dove, if this message stirred your spirit, like, comment, and share this with others who are still searching in the dark. Sparkles, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the guidance that's meant for your soul. We're just getting started. And beloved, the next message already waits for you. Archangel Michael, signing off for now.